I'm male 31, own a coffee shop, which I also manage. I have a university degree but have no interest in pursuing a career in what I studied. I'm not living off my parents' money. I'm living off money from my great-great-grandfather. I bought the coffee shop because I liked working in one when I was in college, and I like providing a good place for people to work where they're not expected to put up with any crap from customers. I was dating a woman I met through friends. She works in banking and does very well for herself. She's beautiful and smart, and probably smarter than me. She knows I have a degree and that I'm the manager of a coffee shop. She said it didn't bug her, but then it did. She said she needed someone with a future and not someone squandering his education as a barista. My family never discusses money with people. It gets awkward. We also don't splash it around, but none of us need to work. Or get educated, really. My little brother used to joke about buying a villa when he got his trust fund and lying in bed while sturdy women rolled him around with kayak paddles so he didn't get bed sores. He got his teaching degree and is happy as an elementary school teacher. She broke up with me because she couldn't see a future where she was the breadwinner and I stayed home with the kids. I said I understood and let her go without much of an argument. Then about 18 months later, I met a woman at work. She's a regular and she's perfect. She's a law student, and she started late after serving in the military. We're getting married this summer. I invited my friends, obviously, and it got back to my ex that I was getting married. She texted me to congratulate me and ask if I was registered anywhere. I told her I appreciated her congratulations, but that if she wanted to gift us anything, she could donate to an organization in our name, since we didn't need anything. She said I should swallow my pride and just accept a gift from an old friend. I told her that anything she chose to give us would be welcome, and we would be thankful. I guess she went to my friends and found the registry. She texted me again and said that my registry was ridiculous and that I was greedy for asking for such expensive stuff. I told her that my mom had done the registry and that if she wanted, she could just put money toward one of the gifts. A week later, she came by the coffee shop and had a printout of some stuff. She asked to talk to me privately, so I took a break and sat down with her. She had printed out screenshots of my registry with the most of the expensive gifts already taken. She asked me who was buying me all this stuff, and I said it was just friends and family. Then she pulled out a bio of my grandmother, whom she had met when we were visiting Florida. She asked if this was the same woman. I said, yeah, but please don't tell people about my family. She kind of lost it. She said she thought she was wasting her time with me, waiting for me to quit my job and actually get a real one. I told her that I didn't want to pay someone else to manage my shop, so I would be miserable doing something I didn't love just to get money I didn't really need. Now she's angry that I cosplay as a poor slacker to float through life. She said that she would have been happy to let me live my life the way I was, as long as she knew I could contribute as much as she was to the relationship. While we were together, I paid for everything: nights out, dinners, gifts, and even our trip to Florida. I guess she thought I was maxing myself out to impress her. I never even thought of it, really. My credit cards are set for full automatic payments every month. She told our mutual friends about my family, and they're conflicted. Some knew, but we were polite and didn't say anything. Some are angry because they feel guilty whenever we would go out and we would split the bill. I guess they too thought I was just flashing my barista tips to fit in with the group. Some also think that I should have told her I'm a trustafarian before letting her break up with me. Am I the idiot for tricking my ex-girlfriend into breaking up with me and moving on? Not the idiot. I can see that she wanted to be with someone who would put equality into the relationship. I think that's fair enough. But if she did think you were maxing yourself out on credit cards, why not say something? She's a gold digger who screwed up for herself. And any friends who start acting weird now that they know the truth aren't your friends either. Agree. And her contacting you just reeks of her thinking she was the best thing you would ever get, and she wanted to buy you the most expensive thing on the list to feel good about herself and then see these expensive gifts. Your instincts knew she wasn't the right person for you, and that's why you never told her about your money. I'm speechless at the fact that she's an ex, yet she felt the need to print out the registry list and berate you about it. She not only sounds like a gold digger, but the fact that she dug to find out more about your financial situation way after you split up and are engaged is pretty crazy. To be honest, you dodged a bullet. Gold digger is mad that she missed her jackpot. A true digger for gold would have done better due diligence while she was still dating the guy. She's just a clown. Oh, P, I'd love to own my own coffee shop one day. If something makes you happy and you can afford to do it, there's nothing wrong with it as a career. Start a chain. Overtake Starbucks. Let her see your logo all over the world. Show her you can be successful without her BS. Congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. I'm a 32-year-old female. I have 4 kids, young teen, 2 tweens, and an infant. Yeah, I know, don't come at me. As of 4 weeks ago, the kids' school shut down completely due to water damage and a fallen roof in the gymnasium/cafeteria. They should be returning fairly soon, I would think. Until then, virtual learning. Honestly, I'm having a rough time with the lack of decompression time. The kids are more rambunctious than usual due to the lack of stimulation and sitting at a computer screen for learning. But add a baby going through a sleep regression who sleeps all day and is up literally all night, you get one tired mama who has 0 downtime. It won't last forever, and that's what I keep telling myself. But right now I just need a breather without entertaining, answering questions, or being touched. My husband is fully aware of this, but it feels it doesn't apply to him for whatever reason. So on the off chance that the baby does go to bed at a decent time when the other kids are in bed, he assumes I want to spend every second of that time with him. I understand how important it is to maintain that closeness with him, but right now I'm tapped out. So him touching me and trying to get a piece or trying to talk about our finances, which we already talk about when the kids are awake, is exhausting. Especially considering he gets downtime. After the kids go to bed, he goes to his office to do whatever for 2 to 3 hours while I try to get the baby down. She's strictly breastfed. It's just that the second she's asleep, in his head it's like, oh, kids are all asleep. It's my turn to get attention. Even if he sees that I've opened a book or put on headphones. And it's just getting increasingly frustrating because, like I said, the baby is up all night and she's at an age where she wants me to be fully engaging with her, talking, holding, playing, or she gets fussy. So everyone here is constantly begging for my attention while I'm just begging for 30 minutes of being left alone. And like I said, my husband is fully aware of this. I've told him. He thinks it does not apply to him. So last night, I got the baby to bed around 9-ish, and my husband came in and said, "Want to watch a movie?" I said no, that I wanted to read, but he could watch the movie beside me, so we were still together or whatever. But he kept making comments. "Babe, you don't even want to watch this? It's funny." Or, "Did you see that?" And then proceeds to rewind the movie so I can see, even though I said I didn't want to. And lastly, "You don't even want to give me that butt?" At this point, I was fuming mad because I hadn't made it through 2 pages uninterrupted, and I snapped. I said, "Will you just leave me alone? Why do I have to keep repeating myself to you?" He turns off the movie, storms off to the office while saying, "I just wanted to hang out with you." Now I feel bad, but I need to be left alone for once. Edit. He does his part around the house. He helps clean, helps with dinners, and is usually the one who drives the kids to and from their sports. This isn't about what he does or doesn't do to pull his weight. It's only about me not getting any downtime because he wants my undivided attention. Much like the kids. We still hang out together. We literally watch a movie together every single night. But on the nights that I don't want to do that, he sits and basically begs for my attention, even when I voice that I want to do my own thing. Not the idiot. You sound burned out, and that alone time or lack of pressure is necessary to recharge. He needs to start understanding that before this gets worse. Women have little enough time to themselves. It's not a criticism of their guy if they don't want to watch the movie for Pete's sake. It's crazy how husbands don't understand that the most irresistible thing they could do would be to step up as a parent. OP, I know you said he pulls his weight, but if one parent has 2 to 3 hours of free time a night and the other has 0, you need to redistribute equal. Tell him next week you'd like him to put the baby down. As soon as you're done nursing, hand him the baby and take time for yourself until it's time for the next feeding. If that recharges you, find a way to make it the routine at least some nights a week. Yes, but nursing doesn't always work like this. People think of breastfeeding primarily as a way to feed a baby, but it's actually primarily a relationship. OP may be the only person who can get the baby down with nursing. A better solution is for the husband to actually listen to his wife and give her space when she wants. I'm 30 years old and fairly successful thus far. My parents are a huge part of my success. They kept me motivated through school. They gave me a great childhood, and they helped me graduate debt-free. My mom's contacts helped me land a well-paying job after university. I'm a Nepo kid. Without them, who knows where I'd be? They think this gives them carte blanche to interfere in my life. They constantly critique everything about my life. I cannot think of one aspect of my life that they approve of. And I'm not a bad person or anything. It's not like they have a problem with me because I'm a drug addict or working as a sugar baby. They just think that they know better about everything. I had them over to my place for my dad's birthday, and everything was wrong. My apartment was too small. The stove didn't have precise control of the heating elements, and I scorched the sauce. I did not. It was perfect. Just everything was wrong to them. And they kept saying that they wanted better for me, and that after everything they did for me, I should be doing better. Well, I'm doing well. And because I live the way I do, I've done especially well the last 8 years. So I wrote them a big check and asked them to hold it up. I took a picture with them with the check. They asked what it was for. I said it was everything they had wasted on me since they thought I failed. So I'm refunding them. I told them I loved them and appreciated their help. But now that they were paid back, they could keep their opinions to themselves and out of my apartment. They got huffy and left. I heard from my brother that they were angry that I did that. I don't really care. I just want them to accept that I don't owe it to them to live my life how they want. Not the idiot. If your parents were supportive and loving, they would encourage you instead of criticizing you. It's great that they helped you growing up, but that's actually what parents are supposed to do. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries or expecting to be treated with respect and kindness as an adult. Keep your boundaries, live your best life, and if parents want to be a part of it, they can learn not to be idiots around you. They want OP to be the personification of perfection because they consider OP an extension of them. They're not genuinely concerned about what's best for her because that would require them to view OP as autonomous. Many parents struggle with transitioning from a parent-child relationship to treating them like equal adults. Some parents never seem to get there. OP, your parents should want to spend their time and money and use contacts for you because they're parents, and their job as parents is to give their child a good childhood and the best start that they can provide. They did that, and good for them, but that's it. And now, for God's sake, cancel that check before they cash it. You don't owe them a thing. Going against the grain here, you are the idiot. It doesn't sound like that at 30 years old you've ever tried to address this. As you say, they were good parents. Maybe one conversation to try to get them to see what they were doing might have been in order. Who knows? Maybe they would have seen the error of their ways and worked to be better. Refusing to communicate, making a huge gesture, and cutting them off seems sudden. They were undoubtedly in the wrong here, but one attempt at an adult conversation with them was warranted. My daughter's in grammar school. For the past month, there's been a boy who's been badly bullying her. It's gotten to the point where she said she doesn't want to go to school. The school's done an okay job of dealing with it, but the boy's mom has been very uncooperative and taking her son's side. On the 2 times I've talked to her about it on the phone, she was extremely nasty, and the last time she even screamed and cursed at me. My daughter's been going to school with this boy since kindergarten. Up until very recently, I was under the impression that he didn't have a dad. Either he was out of the picture or deceased. The school roster only lists his mom's name and info. I've never seen his dad at any school events, and my daughter says she's never heard him talk about a dad. But a week ago, I found out he actually goes to his dad's house on weekends, and his dad and all his extended relatives on that side live in a small rural community about 45 minutes away. I asked a friend if they knew anything about his dad. Apparently, the parents divorced the year before he started kindergarten. This friend told me that the mom is referred to her ex as a narcissist and abusive, and that she has a restraining order against him for several years. She also told me she heard from a staff member that the mom specifically requested that the office and all her son's teachers never contact his dad. Over the weekend, I did some snooping on social media, and some of these people searched sites and found out his dad's name and contact info. Today at my school, my daughter's bully shoved her on the playground and sent her to the nurse's office. As a result, I gave his dad a call and told him about what happened that day and about the bullying that had been going on. I didn't say anything negative about his ex-wife or how she dealt with the bullying. His dad, despite what I heard, actually seemed very nice. He was very apologetic and assured me that there would be major consequences that weekend and that it wouldn't happen again. I had an excellent feeling after getting off the phone with him that action would be taken, unlike with Mom. A few hours later, I got a furious text from my daughter's bully's mom. She said that her ex made a nasty call to his son right after my call, screaming at him, cursing up a storm, calling him names, and making all sorts of threats about how horrible the coming weekend would be. She says he followed up by sending her an abusive text, calling her names, and accusing her of being a bad mom and letting their son be a bully. He told her he was going to post about her on social media to expose what a terrible mother she is. She said she knows her ex's family will start harassing her now as well. She said I had no right to contact her ex. She ended by saying, "Thank you for all the drama and pain that you've brought into our family's lives." Was I an idiot for contacting this parent? Thank you for all the drama and pain you've brought into our family's lives? You're welcome. Maybe next time you won't ignore complaints about your son. You are not the idiot. If she can't handle her son, give him to someone who will actually educate him. Oh no, he's accusing her of being a bad mom and letting their son be a bully? I mean, how's he wrong? If she had bothered doing anything about her kid being an abusive little idiot, then OP wouldn't have needed to contact the other parent. Okay, but if his dad really is abusive and a narcissist, OP just put that kid in actual danger. Narcissists have a habit of being charming to strangers and abusive to those immediately close to them. And if the mom really did have a restraining order, I'm inclined to believe there's at least some truth to these accusations. Based on the fact that the other mother was a major "see you next Tuesday," nasty and verbally abusive to OP, called her names, and didn't care that her son was viciously bullying OP's daughter, I have a feeling that she's full of crap. I don't care about her family dynamics, especially if she doesn't give a crap about stopping her kid from bullying. OP, you need to protect your daughter.